Oh, the mayor was having problems with that one. The other. Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies for absence.
Yes, Chair. Apologies from Councillor Malik.
Thank you very much. There's no published. Oh, yes, there is. Published record from the 9th of January and the 16th of January. Can I sign them as true record?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Remind members of section 106 and any disclosures of interest.
Just for the Bedfordshire University item 8 for me.
Anybody else? No? Okay. And we
Chair,
have
may we know the nature of the interest, please?
he's on the board.
I'm on the governing board, although there's no pecuniary interest as such, but just for transparency.
Taking the right precaution, thank you.
The business, no business not covered by the current forward plan, no business covered by the special urgency. We've no references from committees or other bodies, no recommendations from scrutiny, and no petitions. And the first, oh, I forgot to do the minutes. Did I do the minutes? I didn't do them. Thank you very much. And the first item is a report that I'm moving, and it's to do with the civic agreement between the council and the University of Bedfordshire. Work started on shaping this agreement in spring last year, and it has been supported by the Institute of Community Studies, who've had extensive experience of shaping many civic agreements over the last 3 years. The University of Bedfordshire and Luton Council are committed to working together to support the future of the town. This civic agreement is a binding agreement and that will strategically direct our collaboration, focusing on key priorities and special projects centred around place, partnerships and the public. The civic agreement is important for the university and the council as it is an opportunity for the two institutions central to the future prosperity of Luton to work together for the benefit of the town's people, businesses, partner organisations and the environment. The civic agreement is designed to deliver the Luton 2040 vision, a shared town-wide vision that has all the key anchor organisations and institutions working together and we're involved in its production and are committed to achieving it. All the priorities in the civic agreement are aligned to the 5-20-40 priorities. A governance model has been produced, which includes the formation of a knowledge and innovation hub and a programme board. Reps from the council and the university will sit on these groups, and an annual progress report will be produced and reported back to members each year. It is proposed to launch the civic agreement officially on Tuesday, the 7th of March. Executive are therefore asked to agree to sign and approve and sign up the civic agreement this evening. Obviously, I'll take any questions. And if any members have got any technical questions, Sinead is here, who was involved in its production. Nobody? Are we happy to agree? Thank you very much. We then move on to item 9 and the admission arrangements for Luton Community Schools. Yeah, I think it is. Well. Yeah.
No, thank you very much. The executive is recommended to approve the 2024 and 25 admission arrangements for the community schools set out in Appendix A. The council, as the admission authority for community schools, is required to determine its admission arrangements every year. The council consulted the stakeholders on a reduction to the published admission numbers for William Austin Junior School to align it with infant school, and the arrangements remain unchanged for all other aspects. The council has not received any objections to the proposal, and the governing body of the William Austin Junior School have signed a memorandum of understanding to confirm that they would be willing to increase the school admission numbers at a later date if requested within a reasonable time by the council. So it's a straightforward one, and I ask the executive to approve the recommendations.
Okay, before members, are there any questions? Is it agreed? Thank you very much. We now move on to item 10, and we're over to Rob with the performance report.
Thank you, Chair. The corporate performance report complies and presents both quarterly and annual service data, which allows performance to be monitored and discussed at COMT overview and scrutiny and executive prior to headlines being published to staff and citizens. COVID-19 and the lockdown measures have had a severe and sustained impact on services across the council. However, there has been a steady rise in positive performance with each quarter. The 22-23 report shows a significant leap in good performance from 21 to 22, with many services which had been heavily impacted by COVID-19 now operating above or within target levels. These results highlight that the measured services have been taken to adapt to the challenges, and new ways of working have had a tangible positive impact on performance and service users. Work is currently underway to provide a more in-depth understanding of the gap between average wages in Luton and where vacancies are outnumbering unemployed people. Links to the Luton Insights dashboard are included within the report in order to provide a more in-depth understanding of performance and changes within the town. This includes data at ward level. Work is currently underway to develop a clear direction, milestones and targets that would support and inform the council's and town's trajectory towards net zero carbon by 2040. Performance indicators and monitoring mechanisms are being looked into in this process. 24 measures are green, 7 are amber and 6 are red, which shows that the overall performance is good and improvement. The highlights of this report is the number of cases prevented from becoming homeless. Q2 figure is 102, with a year-to-date figure of 240, which is on target. The rate of homeless applications to acceptance is 16%, which is below the England average of 20% of total decisions. Remaining below the England average indicates positive performance, as it means that fewer people are being registered as homeless. The number of homeless households allocated a permanent offer through the housing register for the second quarter is 48, creating a year-to-date total of 94. The proportion of registered care services rated good or outstanding Q2 figure is 76%. The percentage of ASCOF adults in contract with secondary mental health services who are in employment is above the target with 13%. Airport passengers numbers for the second quarter of 22-23 exceed the expectations set out in Luton Airport's business plan by 317,576, 8%. Q2 22-23, 4.25%. The timeliness of benefit changes for the second quarter, 8.50, is on target. The number of newly approved foster carers Q2 figure is 8, leading to year-to-date figure of 12, which is on track to meet the annual target of 25. The percentage of attendance in state-funded primary school Q2 figure is 93.7%, which is on target of 93.8%. The percentage of attendance in state-funded secondary schools in Q2 figure is 91.9%, which is on target of 91.4%. The percentage of children attending good and outstanding schools primary Q2 figure is 91.8%, is above the target of 90.5%. The percentage of children attending good and outstanding schools Q2 figure stands at 100%. Attainment, Key Stage 2, reading, writing and maths current figures are above target of 58.3%. We are 61.4%. The percentage of housing statutory compliance checks have either maintained or improved. The percentage of corporate statutory compliance checks have either maintained or improved. The amount of council tax collected Q2 figure is 55.4%, which is on track to meet the annual target of 96.5%. The unemployment rate in Q2 figure is 5.6%, which is in line with the quarterly target. Unemployment in Luton has been severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, but the rate has been falling considerably since the easing of lockdown restrictions. The unemployment claimant count Q2 figure is 5.8%, which is in line with the quarterly target. I'll ask the executive to recommend this report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, wrong one. Thank you very much. Are there any questions on the performance? Tom?
The housing one gives a false figure, because the figure what's in there for housing is only new properties what are actually rented out with secure tenancies. We buy a lot what are only rented out with temporary tenancies. For some reason the officers have decided not to include them. So we either need to put another line in about how many we bought, what have been let on as temporary accommodation, or include them. I don't see why they're not included in the figures. It's not for collect, but in that quarter, there was 20 there, what needs to be included. They become council houses, but they're not secure tenancies, they're temporary accommodation, the classed as, so they don't get added in the figures. I'm just add another line or put them in the figures, one or the other. There are properties, but we don't use them for secure tenancies.
Can we take that back, Robin? Yeah, we'll take that back, Tom.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, thank you, Hazel, for giving me the opportunity. I just wanted to say how good it is that these figures are at last getting back to giving us some really meaningful information after what seems like an eternity of comparing with severely affected COVID activity, when frankly the figures were meaningless. And we're almost there, I guess, another couple of quarters and we'll be fully through that.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Sam?
Yeah, just following on what from David said, this town was severely impacted, and it's great to see that we're bouncing back with schools attainment, and also attendance is improving. Our early year results are fantastic, and that will have a knock-on effect for key stage 4. And we're very confident that we're monitoring that, and with the skills hub now almost in place, that will ensure that we have wraparound services for families and increase early years take up. So I'm very confident that our education standards will improve even more, although we're doing a lot better than our surrounding areas. My question to Rob was on performance indicators, particularly those ones which are red. I would imagine they're a bit more long term. Are we confident that we've got sort of mitigations in place to get them into green? Or the vast majority of the performance indicators are green, but just want that sort of confidence that things are in place to get them into amber or green.
There is confidence that we're there. I'll have another look at with the offices, but yes, there is confidence that we're in the right track with the one in red as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Tahmina.
Thank you for the report, Rob. Yeah, we've got some strengths there and that we're building on, and some areas that we could do better on, but I couldn't find customer services in there in terms of the waiting times. Was that included in the report, Rob?
We'll have a look.
Okay. Okay, and I asked that because there have been questions on the doorstep with regards to customer services and the amount of time that people are waiting. And it would be good to compare the new system that we have to what we had in the past, if that was possible. Thank you.
You've taken that one back, Robin? Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? Are we happy to agree the report? Thank you very much. And I think we're still with you, Rob, and it's the SPD.
This report starts on page 137 of the agenda pack and seeks to gain authorisation from Executive for the Council to start public consultation on the Luton Town Centre Design Guide Supplementary Planning document. The report was considered by the Overview and Scrutiny Board on the 18th of January 2023. The supplementary planning document follows on from the production of the Town Centre Master Plan. During production of the Town Centre Master Plan, stakeholders consistently emphasised the need to set a higher bar for development in the town centre. Additionally, there is a drive nationally to improve the design quality of development and to reduce carbon impacts due to the climate emergency. The SPD adds additional detail to policies in the Luton Local Plan and gives greater guidance and ability to ensure higher quality, sustainable design. Once the SPD is adopted, applicants should take into account the guidance in the SPD when making planning applications for residential development. Before the SPD can be adopted by the Council must carry out public consultation with the public and certain bodies, organisations for a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. After consultation is closed, the Council will make final changes to the SPD, and the SPD will return to Overview and Scrutiny Board and Executive for adoption. Recommendation is that the executive is recommended to authorise the Service Director of Sustainable Development to commence public consultation on a draft town centre design guide supplementary planning document, SPD. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Are there any questions? Everybody happy to agree? Thank you very much. Can I take Regulation 4 as read, please? We do have one document we have